As part of mastering ISTE Standard 1C, advocate for policies, procedures, programs, and funding strategies to support implementation of the shared vision represented in the school and district technology plans and guidelines. The first step I did for that was completing the ISTE diagnostic tool and writing up a needs analysis for the school. Now, our school has been with One Technology. This is our third year, so they have a lot of technology plans in place already. So our school scored rather high in the supportive policies and the expectations for students. We have a lot of support, and it was good to see that that support in action. We have the district already uses the Go Guardian program, and we have consistent expectations of the students of how they are supposed to perform with internet safety. So a lot of the groundwork has already been laid in the district. So this needs analysis really focused on areas that we could improve on. And one of the biggest weaknesses that I saw is that we lack a what they call a curriculum framework for technology implementation. And this is that we don't have any clear guidelines on how to use the technology. And during my practicum, I did an evaluation of technology needs, and discussing with the administrator, a lot of the teachers were using technology as a replacement for tools rather than to support the student learning, and that reflected in this needs assessment. We are asked as teachers to tell what technology we're using in the classroom, but not to explain why we're using it. So in this sense, the technology is really being used as a delivery method for instruction rather than a tool for increasing instruction or critical thinking skills. And so this then kind of falls into another area of weakness, which is student-centered learning. And as we are shifting more towards student-centered learning, a lot of the teachers are nervous about this, and this came out during my practicum as well, that they're a little concerned about the students' ability to take control of their learning. And during the shared vision of the school, the strategic plan, they do talk about increasing the rigor with students, and if you look at step 3, using rubrics that increase the rigor as the year progresses. And we're seeing that in many subjects, but we're not seeing it all the time, especially with the use of technology. So we're not increasing how rigorously we're using technology as far as, are we doing digital worksheets? Are we asking the students to create material? How are we using technology? And so this is some of the recommendations that I made for this is we need to adjust some of our programs and policies as we look towards implementing the strategic plan and the shared vision. And the recommendations that I made based off of this is, first of all, the adopting of the ISTE standards for our students. And I recommended this so that the teachers, as we're using our technology or submitting our lesson plans, we're asked each week to address and to label the Common Core standards that we're using. And my suggestion for this recommendation is to also address the technology standards that we're using. So we're thinking about, why are we using the technology? Are we just using it because it's making our job easier, or are we using it because it's going to help the students learn? And this would fall under the district's strategic plan under the impacting student learning through curriculum and technology goal. And we're in our third strategy to focus on standards-based instruction and assessment. So we're using standards-based instruction and assessment for our lesson plans, but we're not using any standards to assess our technology. We don't have any specific action steps to address this, and I think this is an important change that we need to make to help move our students on to that next level of being more student-centered in our instruction, to being mindful of how we're using technology. Another suggestion I made to do this was to allow teachers to use, we have a Tech Tools Google Classroom for teachers, which is for our district IT person to give us information, but I think it would be a good idea to use that Tech Tools Google Classroom as a place where teachers can share technology ideas and tools, any new things that they find. And this would open up the way for collaborating and sharing resources that will also help us with our professional development and our professional learning plans. So just adopting the ISTE standards would be a huge step for our district and will change. It's a small change that will help us really be mindful of how we're using the technology and why we're using the technology. And this is an important change I think that our district needs to make.